Next, we have our Platinum Sponsor Session by Microsoft, presented by Naim Yazbeck, Regional Director, Enterprise Gulf, who will be talking about a vision for the future of AI.
Morning, everyone. I know I'm standing between you and lunch, so I'll try to be short. But I think the topic I'm going to talk about is coming spot on after the previous session of blockchain. And I think artificial intelligence is such of a buzzword nowadays by every single person in the industry and outside of the industry, and for very valid reasons. And I think it's an opportunity for me today to kind of try to tell you a story about how can artificial intelligence be real, how Microsoft as a company is bringing artificial intelligence into the different aspect of reality, and how we are kind of implementing it within Microsoft, but also within our customers. So just to let you think of how can you benefit out of that experience as you think of artificial intelligence within your organizations. I don't think there's one playbook today of what artificial intelligence can do for different organizations. I think we're at a phase where everyone is trying things. I don't know if in the future also there will be a playbook, but I think it's crucial to leverage the experiences of different organizations and really the opportunity that artificial intelligence is going to provide us for many, many years to come. A bit of context here, I think, of what is the impact of artificial intelligence in the economy of the world that is going to come. There's lots of studies, but obviously the boost of GDP from artificial intelligence is enormous moving forward. 14% by 2030. 15.7 trillion is expected the impact of artificial intelligence on the worldwide economy. And 90% of executives are saying that artificial intelligence will have a positive impact to their business, and obviously defining their strategy. But if you talk to today 10 different executives on what does artificial intelligence means to each, I bet you're going to get 10 different answers, and I think for lots of valid reasons. And if we kind of agree that at the very high level, artificial intelligence is a capability that augment human ingenuity to kind of deliver what we don't think human alone can deliver or machine alone can deliver. Because the reality is there is a lot of misconceptions about AI kind of taking over humans, which I think lots of it is not correct. Where we're going is, and the best benefit of artificial intelligence is how machines and human are going to work together, and not machines or humans. And that and between both is going to be really, really very critical moving forward. And as Microsoft, we're really very intentional about bringing artificial intelligence to every application we do, to every process in the organization, and to each and every employee. And this is very true when we do this internally within the Microsoft world, but also to our customers. And we've been seeing that when we structure our thinking around artificial intelligence, around those three pillars, then our ability to deliver output becomes much, much more effective. And to take it one step further, we, I think, all know that we operate in our organization through applications. Whether this application is an email application, is a search application, is an application for payroll, is an application for customer service, is a finance, HR, every organization have lots of applications that we operate on. And those applications are the results of lots of many years of automating manual processes. Now imagine if we can infuse artificial intelligence in each of those applications. And in a way where machines or applications can do the best that they can, which is basically looking at so much complex sets of data, figure out what the correlation of hundreds of millions of different possibilities, and the humans do the best that they can do, which is really make the judgment based on what that machines is predicting to do. Because at the end of the day, we just can't leave machines to predict without any judgment, because we've seen lots of examples of leaving the machine predicting on its own without any judgment, going really crazy. I think lots of you remember what the Microsoft app that we've published many, many years back around people talking to it and asking it questions. And in the first 24 hours, the machine started giving really unacceptable answers that we had to shut it down. And that was an example of not making sure that we have the right judgment when we let artificial intelligence play on its own. So imagine sort of applications today that artificial intelligence is going to infuse. And let's take a self-driving car, whereby the application there, it needs to see, it needs to sense, it needs to hear. All of this needs to be infused in the application. And that's what we're trying to do in each and every application we do within the Microsoft world, but also for our customers. Another area that also we're infusing AI within the application is also in the area of customer experience. Imagine for customers today who have call centers, that you're serving customers. And you want to know, historically, the biggest challenge, are our customers happy from me in the way I'm serving them? The traditional way was doing surveys that lots of them were not very effective and not very efficient. We're coming today to a world where, on the fly, when our customers are talking to us, through our ability to, through natural language interface, through our ability to really analyze the tone of the customer, the voice of the customer, on the fly, real time, we're able to know whether this customer is happy or not happy, and hence we're able to serve him accordingly. Imagine we can do this at scale, and hence we're able to know every day how's our customer satisfaction is going on. Those kinds of and then we're kind of leaving the manual work that people used to do to really analyze customer satisfaction to people thinking more of how can we increase our customer satisfaction based on real data we are getting. So that, again, it's another concept of how machine and humans are going to collaborate with each other. And we're trying to really infuse this in each and every application. I think there was a discussion today about healthcare, and I think our ability and the ability of artificial intelligence models to kind of mine data from millions and millions of patients around the world, I think is going to get us much closer to cure diseases that would have been impossible to cure without this. So in every single application, whether to our customers or within Microsoft, we're infusing those ideas every single day in each and every single application. And that takes us to, where do we do this? And the reality, we are doing it in each and every processes we have in the organization, of course within Microsoft, but that apply also as well within our customers' processes. And the reality, when we think about our processes, this is the best way to change the culture of our organization. And how do we make it a data-driven culture, an AI culture? Are we on an organization that on a daily basis our employees in every function, sales, marketing, customer service, finance, HR, etc., think of opportunities to leverage the data that is getting generated for us to have a better way of looking at this and benefiting from this data to either be more efficient or serve better our customers? Or are we on an organization that we really generate data but we don't get any leverage of this? And I think that cultural shift from a traditional thinking to a data-driven thinking is what is going to make the difference for organizations to be between an average organization and a successful organization. And in Microsoft, we are infusing AI capabilities in each and every really process. I mean, I come from sales, and I can tell you historically, forecasting, for example, used to be a nightmare because we have to look at our pipeline in a certain month, in a certain quarter, data hygiene. Our sellers were on the field inputting data. We weren't sure how much this data is accurate. And hence, we have to then take all of this information and project what's our revenue for the next 3 months, 9 months, 12 months. Imagine this is being done at a company that does $130 billion worldwide. It was a very, very complex process, let alone a process that includes lots of emotions. Because when people try to really predict stuff, some people are conservative, some people are less conservative. And when emotions come to the table on this, it becomes very complicated. For the past 2 years, that whole process got automated through artificial intelligence. That's why Sales Predict tells me, based on the data, without my people doing anything, what I'm going to forecast over the next 3, 9, 12 months. And hence, our investment also accordingly are moving that way. That thing applies to every one of our customers. Take a retailer, for example, and his ability to forecast the assortments of product that they need to put in the retail store. And I can go on and on and on. The idea here is, how do we take every process and think, how can artificial intelligence benefit out of, or how this process can benefit from artificial intelligence models accordingly. And the last area we're bringing artificial intelligence is employees. Because at the end, each of our employees, they use tools every day. They use email, they use certain application related into finance, into HR, into payments. How can those applications be smarter in order to empower our employees to really make a better decision? And hence, again, I come to the idea of how can humans, which are employees, machines, which are AI-empowered applications, work together for employees to be empowered to really make better decisions for our business in order to serve our customers better and, of course, make our organizations more efficient. And if I look at that framework of application, processes, and employees, we're finding it very effective to really be focused on how do we build a framework and start really building a transition to organizations, being it our customers, and how can they go into that journey of being AI-empowered organizations. Now, some of our internal transformation, I've spoke about, we can go on and on, but I spoke about the customer support. I mean, historically, we used to have thousands of call centers people. When the 130,000 employees have issues, they need to call them every day. We have implemented the self-service using bots, and now 50% of the calls gets automated. We're using artificial intelligence, and then hence a way better customer satisfaction, and I'm talking here about our internal employees. And also, a much better use of the call center agents, because we've diverted them to do things that are really much more valuable to the business and to them as people. If you take marketing and how hundreds of leads or thousands of leads gets generated, and the challenge of validating the quality of the leads, and how artificial intelligence can really mine this data in order to serve marketing so you can do marketing in a proper way. All of those things within Microsoft, We're implementing them every day. And of course, we're using that experience to share it with our customers. Every single process that have data is a process that can benefit out of the development of artificial intelligence models, and AI can be infused into that process. And I can't imagine a process today that doesn't get benefit of data. Now, when we go and develop the AI models that powers everything I talked about, we have also a certain methodology that focuses on 3 elements. Is that how much those models, they bring innovation, and hence they can make what we do way better. How much they empower, and I've talked about empowerment of both our employees and our customers to leverage those models. And very critically and important, how much those models have ethics. And I want to stop at this last piece because as artificial intelligence goes mainstream into our organizations, into our life, into our professional processes, but also our personal use of data, ethics is going to be, I think, the core value that if it's not there, then we are risking the whole benefit of what an artificial intelligence model is. And here I'm talking about things related to security, reliability, transparency, inclusivity, and on and on and on. And if we don't implement this, and I'll give you a small example about an experience that happened over the past few weeks about an organization that was trying to build an AI model for recruitment, whereby lots of people apply through LinkedIn. Basically, the AI model takes those applications, look at them, and then the concept, rather than having people looking at every CV and seeing whether the CV should go after the first stage, we have an AI model that looks at those applications and decide that application CV A can go to the second stage or it shouldn't. You save time, you save money, and also the whole thing about the concept of putting our emotions on the side. And when this was built, the topic of inclusivity comes, because now we're able to go through AI to say, for specific jobs where we really need more women in, we can be way more intentional on. Or for specific jobs where we need age group in, we can be way more intentional in. And don't underestimate how critical is this. Because in certain industries where we need to be more inclusive, whether on gender, age group, ethnicity, without AI models being intentional about it, then we are risking first a big opportunity being lost, but second, if it's not there, the outcome can be a catastrophe. So the ethical piece of how do we build AI models is going to be very, very crucial. And this is true for small organizations, but also true for Microsoft and Google and Facebook and all of those companies that are today developing the kind of AI models that the world is using. And I feel there is a need at a country level, but also at a global level, of ethical rules that will define what AI will do and what it will not do. Because we all know that it can be completely misused, and then the results for the humanity, it's going to be really exactly the opposite of what AI we want it to do. And from a Microsoft perspective also, to double-click on the fact that we're taking that human piece of artificial intelligence very seriously. We're very intentional about really spending and investing on areas where what we call it AI for good. We have a special program for AI for accessibility. We have a special program for AI for Earth to save really the nature, for humanitarian action, for cultural heritage. We have some more as well, and we're spending hundreds of millions of dollars for startups, for companies that are developing ideas and technologies that is serving the world. Because we feel we have an obligation as a company, as a global organization, to leverage that breakthrough in technology to make the world a better world. I'm going to stop here, and I want to thank you for the past 10 minutes. I think this is an opportunity that definitely the UAE in specific, it's really well, I would say, designed to get the most benefit out of it. We as a company, we are pretty committed through our investment to make this happen and to partner with the local leadership onto this. Thank you very much.